Welcome back. My name is Rudy. I know. Enough you blew up my email. We'll have a follow-up video on Pokemon. So yes, Pokemon. Lost Origins. Rudy! Jesus, what's going on? So the same thing that's happened with every other Pokemon set in Pokemon history has happened again for the 1,327th time. And that is the Lost Origins Sword and Shield Era booster box ran out with Pokemon Direct. Distribution hasn't had it in a while. And the box prices went from the 150s to an all-time high as of the filming of this video of exactly $199 plus tax. So $200 plus tax, about $210 shipped. And everyone's freaking out saying, I told you so, I knew this was coming. And the internet and, of course, the Game Piece Army against anything going up in value is now raging and trying to petition Pokemon to reprint everything and go back to the beginnings. This is unacceptable for what you're doing to meat popsicles and the tumbleweed sales and everything. And it just... So yeah, the same thing that's happened every other time has happened again. And enough of you all sent me messages to cover it. I'm here covering it. And my excitement is off the chart right now. Obviously, I've shared my Lost Origins and Silver Tempest positions. I have over 1,000 boxes of each. And I've discussed this a month ago, 3 months ago, 6 months ago, 9 months ago, a year ago. I think you get the idea. And I will tell you all the same thing I said 18 months ago. And that is every single box under $200 in Sword and Shield Era is an opportunity. Now, I will actually not only tell you that same thing again, but I will actually add to it, and I will actually revise that information by saying every single box, booster box, English, in the Sword and Shield Era, that's not, well, battle styles and maybe one other set, under $300 to $400 a box, is still pretty much a decent risk-reward trade-off long-term if you have a 5+ year time horizon. Now, some of these are going to do better, some are going to do worse. Who the hell knows? Who the hell cares? Yes, I'm sure after this video, the very next thing that's going to happen within the next 6 months is going to be a spike on Battle Styles or Silver Tempest coming. Yes, Fusion Strike, who was stuck at 120s forever, then 150s, is now like 250 plus tax. Fusion Strike is going to be a $300 to $500 box, and this is my shock face once again, just completely blowing away my excitement because of all of the gains and money I've made from holding my massive inventory that I've been telling you all about for the last 2.5 years. Wait, 3.5 years in a row. So my excitement and my surprise Pikachu shock face is absolutely off the chart right now. And yes, the same video will be made again when Battle Styles goes from 110, 120s, and it'll break 150s, which I think it's actually almost there. And Battle Styles will go over 200, and everyone's just gonna, lose their macaroni pool noodles, and they're going to try to figure out why and how this happened. And that'll probably happen before the end of the year. And yes, the other set everyone always asks me about is, Rudy, is Silver Tempest next? Have you seen the meta? What's going on now? Certain ones are still tournament legal before the I don't care. I don't care. Cardboard, Evil, Kingpin, Third Floor, Basement, Tetherball, we don't care. I don't care about your meta. I don't care about your ex. I don't care who your manager is. I don't care how young or old or male or female or how many toes they have. None of that shit means anything, because I'm going to give you some really, really hot take. All right? Come in real close to me. Let's get inappropriate. It's all just going to go up. We all just argue on which one's going to go up first. Like, has anyone figured that out? I've been on YouTube for 9 years. The argument on Pokemon sealed product is not whether or not it goes up. The argument on Pokemon booster boxes, English, because that's the only thing I deal in, although I should be dealing in Japanese boxes, but I just deal in English. The only argument is which one moves first. Which one's going to move the fastest. Which one's going to be Evolving Skies movement, not Chilling Rain movement. The arguments that you're in an industry that's incredibly powerful and successful is because the ant farm of regular people that just kind of go all over the place doesn't argue whether or not they like it or not. They argue the degree of change. Which one's going to perform better than the others? You see what I'm saying? It's like on Wall Street. People aren't going to say, oh God, Rudy, how'd you do this year? What stocks are in your portfolio? What are you buying ABC, WXYZ stock? Did you beat the market? On Wall Street, professional money managers and people who manage risk, all they care about is either matching or outperforming the S&P 500. That's it. Rudy, did Taco Fund outperform the S&P? Actually, no. We went through a 2-year bear market with Magic. I should have just done the S&P. I would have made way more money. Oh, well, damn, that sucks. Yeah, it does. It happens. Let's go get some lunch. That's the argument in Pokemon, is not whether or not Chilling Reign is going to ever go up in price. Because, again, on the 20 videos that were made for the last 4 years on this channel, since 2021 or was it 2020? God, I'm old. Do I still have hair? I don't think so. But, the argument was, how long do you have to wait? That's, once again, how you know the strength and power of Pokemon is long-standing. Because we're sitting here today in the middle of, we're almost in May, the 5th month of 2024. My 9th year on YouTube, 8 years of Patreon, over 1,000 different sales to patrons, and some have tanked and skyrocketed and gone swirly birds. The thing I can tell you all from someone who's done this literally forever is there are certain things that just always have a high probability of occurring. And Pokemon booster boxes are the blue chip standard English booster box thing that collectors and evil investors want to do. And you're always going to have people online who are going to rage and get very angry for videos and me talking about things. Just the fact that people like Rudy exist, just the fact that there are people out there that wield the power of capital and make prices go up or down and do little twirly birds is going to make people angry. And as long as that continues, as long as I see people upset, as long as people are very angry or ridiculing, that tells you you're on the right path. That gives me the confidence that you're doing something that's, okay, there's something here. I think we should probably continue on this path. What's concerning is if Pokemon is making things go out of print and then the boxes tank. Let's say Pokemon boxes become 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years old and they're still $80, $70, $60, $90, and no one's complaining. No one's upset. No one's yelling about too expensive for the hobby. If I see that go away and no one sends me those messages, or people aren't saying, oh, Rudy, dude, you should see the private MySpace Backpage Tinder website where everyone's talking about the Pokemon community, they are raging right now because of Lost Origins. And that tells me the strength behind Lost Origins and the passion behind the people on the player base and maybe the younger group or the different, just the different layers of that economy. And that is a good, healthy thing. Because when that goes away and nobody's complaining about print runs, about the prices, when nobody complains about the box prices, that's the moment that I know Pokemon fucked up. And the fact that we are nowhere near that gives me tremendous confidence to continue forward what I'm doing with Scarlet Violet. Which, unlike, because, I told you all, Sword and Shield, my goal is 1,000 boxes of every set. Sometimes a little higher. And because of that, because I've been doing this longer, I have more space now, more capital, I'm an older fart, and, I walk slower, I yell at cars when they drive by too quick, I've actually tried to do now 1,500 to 2,500 boxes per Scarlet Violet. And it's been really easy to do because nobody wants it, it's all bad, and, and this was a very similar thing back to many years ago with, like, even Chilling Reign. When they did that final reprint of Chilling Reign, and everybody was all, oh, God. And, Rudy became very infamous for his 3,000 box purchase of that, of which I still have almost the entire position. So, in conclusion of this video, yes, probably within the next couple months, I think Silver Tempest and probably Battle Styles will be next. And I re-emphasize the same thing I've told you all for 3 years in a row. Anything under $200 a box is a stupid price for Sword and Shield, one of the most epic Pokemon eras of all time. And as I've also said a couple years ago, I do believe that most Sword and Shield booster boxes in English in the United States will be 500 plus a box. I said that a long time ago, probably a couple years ago, and probably last year. I haven't said it in the recent videos, but I do think it will. I want to maintain my attitude. And so people saying today, well, Rudy, Lost Origins at 200. I missed it, Rudy. I'm upset. Yeah, sure, you missed the one leg of it, but I will tell you all the same thing. I will tell anyone who's new to this industry. You will not get everything right. You will buy things that go down in price. You will not buy things and you will miss the run-up. Lost Origins, for example. But let me ask you the next question. If you started right now and you bought Lost Origins on TCG Player full market price for $210 shipped to your door. You really think $210 for a box of Lost Origins in 5 years is going to be, you think it's going to be lower? You think it peaked in price? These are the things that, let me twist and, why don't we change the perspectives of the world and change the parameters, and why don't you think about it a little bit different? You're having price memory, so right now everybody's trying to see if they can get any Lost Origins or find an LGS that didn't change the price yet. That everyone's going to try to go in that panic mode. We see the same thing every time we have a repricing of anything. Happened with Fusion Strike, happened with Chill and Rain when it went to the 150s and the 200. Happened 5 times now with Evolving Skies. When it went from 120 to 150, then the 250s, then the 350s, then the 5s, then the... it happens every time we have another leg up on that benchmark. And I don't see anything different. So I made a video on Lost Origins. I'll put some stupid title where everyone's crying or something and people are upset. And because, yes, the same thing that's happened every other time in Pokemon Booster Box history has happened again. And the fact that people are still angry about the prices tells me, buckle up, Buttercup, because Pokemon we are still full green light, blue chip, ready to roll. Because remember, the most important thing you can always remember that will change your life, everybody,